The winter air over the village felt heavier than usual in Emmerdale, as though the fields themselves knew a storm was brewing. For Robert Sugden, the storm had already arrived. Ever since the chaos of Corriedale and the night that changed everything, Robert had been living on borrowed time. His half-sister Victoria Sugden had blood on her hands after killing their half-brother John in a desperate moment that spiraled out of control. It was a secret that could destroy her life. And someone knew. That someone was Joe Tate. Joe had always thrived in the shadows, but this time he was playing a longer, colder game. Armed with footage of John's death, he dangled the threat over Robert like a blade. His demand was simple on the surface: plant evidence at Butler's farm to frame Moira Dingle and help Joe secure the land he'd coveted for years. Robert's first instinct had been to refuse. Money didn't sway him. Not even Joe's promises of financial reward. But when Joe calmly explained that the footage would go straight to the police if Robert failed to cooperate, the situation shifted from business to survival. Victoria's freedom hung in the balance. Desperate and conflicted, Robert confided in Aaron Dingle. Aaron's advice wasn't dramatic. It was simple: you protect your sister. Those words echoed in Robert's mind long after the conversation ended. So he made his choice. As dusk settled over the farm, Robert slipped through the familiar yard, an envelope tucked inside his jacket. Inside it was the planted evidence, documents tied to an illegal operation that Joe intended to pin squarely on Moira. The plan was cruelly precise. Once discovered, suspicion would fall fast and hard. Robert stepped into the barn, heart pounding in his ears. Every creak of wood sounded like an accusation. He scanned the space, debating where to leave the envelope. Somewhere obvious? Somewhere subtle? The weight of the decision pressed down on him. This wasn't just about Moira, it was about setting off a chain reaction that could shatter lives. His hand trembled as he moved toward a stack of feed bags. Then came the sound that stopped him cold. The farmhouse door slammed. Footsteps approached. Before he could react, Moira walked in. Her sharp eyes immediately fixed on him. She didn't smile. She didn't greet him warmly. Instead, she studied him the way she might assess a faulty tractor, searching for the flaw. "What are you doing here?" she asked, suspicion threading through her voice. Robert's mouth went dry. He forced a shrug, muttering something about checking in, but the excuse felt flimsy even to his own ears. Moira stepped closer, her gaze drifting to his jacket, then to his hands. The air thickened. In that moment, Robert realized he was seconds away from being exposed, not just as a trespasser, but as a pawn in Joe Tate's twisted game. If Moira discovered the envelope, everything would unravel. Joe's plan. Victoria's protection. Robert's fragile attempt to hold his family together. And somewhere, Robert knew this. Even if he escaped tonight without being caught, the cracks were already forming. Secrets had a way of surfacing in the village. The walls weren't just closing in. They were ready to collapse.